Hi, everybody. Man, I'm. Just please excuse me if I'm a little nervous. It's been a while. I know. Thank you so much for the sub. Thank you. It's so much to see you all again. Oh, I think I'm like covering the sub thing a little bit. Oopsie. But thank you so much for subbing, Ethermon and 19th. Also, thank you for the bits too, Senpai. It's so nice to see everyone again. Rare poker stream? Well, hopefully it won't be so rare anymore, okay? Hopefully it won't be so rare anymore. We're working on that. So, yeah, it's probably been about 2.5 months, right? Thank you so much, Onyx. Thank you for your 9-month streak. Thank you. Also, hi. One of the reasons I'm actually planning to come back right now is because I'm super excited about the Uma Musume Unity Cup, and I did not want to miss that. So yeah, that's one of the things that I am making sure not to miss. And I also want to just chat with everyone and hang out and have fun again. When the Uma was Musume, no, I actually went on a hiatus. I tried to keep updates on the Discord and I also put it in the stream title. But I went on a hiatus because I got an infection. Yeah. And then after the infection, I got a really persistent cough that I wasn't completely sure what was caused by. But since I don't have the strongest lungs ever, maybe it was just leftover. So for a while, I was just trying different treatments to manage it and make it reduce enough so that I won't feel like self-conscious all the time. Because I'm a little bit self-conscious about that. Thank you so much for the sub today, Maximilian. Oh, head pat. I think the redeem would probably still work. Hopefully. I got hit by a crush card virus. From the diagnosis, it was actually bacterial. It was strep. It was some kind of strep infection in my lungs. You'll give me lots of money. Okay, let's see. I guess it is not working. I did try to make sure it connected, but let's see if I can ensure that it's working alright. Head pat redeem. It should be. Let's see if I can do it manually like I used to. When I'm honking, it's not a stream without something breaking. Am I right? Let's see. There we go. I'll do it manually for now. And then I'll try to make sure that it works automatically like it used to. So we're gonna have like 10 minutes of patting right now. 10 minutes of head pats. The beloved scuff. Yeah, exactly. It's not one of my streams without some kind of scuff attached. It always seems to happen. Actually, one of the things that used to cause me the most scuff was TITS, which I still have disabled for the time being. But since it's gotten updates, I might try it again. I might experiment with it. The head pats will continue until the sickness improves. No point in turning it off. That's true. At this point, yeah. Wiggling time. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. You know how much I missed you all? Oh wait, did I do that right? Yeah, I did that right. I am dusting my dusty old bones off to remember everything. I live! It felt like I kind of disappeared for a while there. And, well, one thing I've definitely been doing for sure is Uma Moose. Moosing Umas. That was doing a lot. But I was also been just playing some other games on the side. back to like try and relax a little bit, because it is surprisingly stressful to be long-term chronically ill. Well, maybe that's not even a surprise, is it? The good thing I have a built-in duster! Oh, but I don't want it to get that dirty. I miss Twitch, my dude. You have no idea. I'm gonna make sure I haven't actually missed more redeems. I'm gonna make sure I'm double checking. I'm checking. She came back because Apple got banned. No, it's purely coincidental. Purely coincidental. Okay? Thank you for creating a hype train for me, by the way. Apparently we're getting more emotes like this weird frog one. Hi, Choo-choo! You want me to pin the comment about Apple being banned? Sure. Why not? Why not? This works. Actually, I kind of like only learned about that recently, but I guess it is a recent ban, so it's not like I missed that much. Not that I ever had a copy of Appaloosa, so I won't be missing that. I won't be dusting any apples. I did not have any. But I probably will be dusting half of my Malice deck because I got sick right before I was going to try it out, and it's probably got too many copies of everything. We traded Appaloosa for number 64 Ronin Raccoon Sand Days. Good trade. Yay! They need to make more newer Tanuki cards so I can make a Tanuki deck that's actually kind of good. See, they made a canine deck recently, right? Like, canine is pretty new. They should make a raccoon dog deck because those are also canine. Exactly. See, I'm genius. They should add a raccoon dog lady to the canine deck, and then I'll build canine. Now the Forbidden Full Negate board will be very difficult to pull off. Yeah, Appaloosa actually being banned changes a lot, doesn't it? I would argue probably for the better, but I wonder how many full stun decks are still left. Probably tons. Probably gonna have to wait for the scientists to return into dinosaurs to release first. People are pointing and laughing at you because you got alt art Apple and she'll be taken away from you. That's probably why they took so long to ban it. Called by hits too? So Called by is limited now? Or is it actually getting banned? I don't really know if I mind it being limited, honestly. Stun decks are still alive all the time. They did take out Spell Fragrance in the same ban list as Apple, it seems. They're getting rid of Spell Fragrance, but there's still so many other examples of cards like that. Okay. Let me make sure that there will be more head padding because we got like whole chains of head pats at least 15 minutes. At least 3 times. It's going to be limited to 1 in like 2 days from now. Just 1 called by, but as many maxis as you can, huh? That's rough. But I guess called by is kind of an annoying and unfair card. How am I doing today? I was a little bit nervous beforehand. I don't always have the most self-confidence. So I thought that I might just come off as too awkward when I come back and it'll be lame. No bully. No bully. Because of me like slowly easing my way back into streaming, I probably won't be having as many breakneck long stream days as before I got sick, because I'm trying to make sure that my health stays a little bit better. But I'm hoping to at least come back a couple times a week. You used to pray for times like this. So 24-hour stream tomorrow. 24-hour Uma Musume Unity, waiting for Unity Cup stream. Waiting for all day Unity Cup stream. I don't know if that's such a good idea. By the way, is like the sound balance with the music okay and everything? I tried to do tests beforehand, but I'm just kind of paranoid about it. Will you wait for the Unity Cup by finishing the season 2 watch along? You know, that's not necessarily a bad idea. Or at least I would like to continue the watch along soon. But I'm gonna have to see what I do because I like unsubscribed from Crunchyroll. So I might have to go back to that again. I need to see your goat tail race. I think I was just about at we were just about at the point with the Carrot Crew watch along where she broke her leg for the 3rd time. So another leg fracture for Tail. What if we like your awkward self? you like when I'm fumbling. Fumble Maxi. You're trying not to play ranked, but since you can't get gems, you have to. It's like you're forced to play with sweaty people. Yeah, I'm sure it's super sweaty. I heard that Mitsurugi is like a really big deck right now, but I have not seen it in action, to be honest. On my spare time, I don't know why, but my brain kind of connects like Yu-Gi-Oh to streaming more than a lot of other games. So I like felt as though I couldn't play very easily without like having you all cheer me on when I get beat up. Does that make sense? I need to catch up. I'm like 2 months behind in the meta and it moves at breakneck pace. I'm like an old lady now. What is this here? Rizio, newfangled contraption. Also, yeah, I've been doing a lot better lately than I was last month. I was coughing a lot last month, but the last week or so, maybe week and a half, it's been kind of not needing to be medicated so much. She needs an audience for a Pokeball. I need moral support. I need moral support when I'm learning to play new decks. Okay? It's about to move again too. We're getting heat in the next pack in 2 days. I miss everything. Time to go to the hyperbolic time chamber. I can see myself. I'm actually probably going to look at some of the new, or I guess unfinished, solo campaigns that I have left, and like try to remember the game systems at the very least. Monarch Sky Striker support Rizio finally getting Eclipse Twins. I'm gonna make it for the White Forest support, right? I think the White Forest support hasn't dropped yet. But I'd be kind of sad if I don't have enough resources for it. 1,000 more years of Sky Strikers and their alts. You fell back to the rookies, by the way? Yeah, I'm like deep buried in rookie right now. They're going to feel the wrath of my extremely nerfed Malice deck that I don't know how to play. I will die for Ray. White Forest for December Copium. Actually, that gives me enough time to probably climb rank again and get a couple gems for it and maybe do an event. So that's good. I don't mind that it hasn't dropped yet. Now I can like kind of work on that. I want Lunalights too. I want Lunalights. I'm so pumped up for Lunalights. You're playing around the Fiendsmith Tenpai against the rookies? I'm actually like kind of invested in trying like Fiendsmith Malice, but I'm kind of worried about the locks. Then again, I've played tons of decks that lock me out of half of it if I do a single thing wrong. White Forest branded. So yeah. At this point, I'm used to this. You don't want to face against Shockmaster and Genesis? Shockmaster, a new Yu-Gi-Oh card? I'm from the past. I want Liger Furry Mommy to crush me with her thigh. I mean, she's really pretty though. White Forest branded was low-key fire though. Screw you, control. I'm still all for the White Forest branded mix, even though it has locks in it. It's just preparing me to make more decks that lock me out of half of the shit. You're so happy with your pure Orcrest? I've heard that Orcrest is kind of making a comeback with Mitsurugi. But I think it's kind of nice to play a pure one every once in a while. You Umi control wins the hydrated again reward. You get hydrated. You feel the hydration. It's a number that got banned in the past, but in Genesis it's unbanned. Okay. Let me make I feel like I know a couple of ones, but I'm more familiar with their pictures, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna look up Shockmaster and see if I remember the picture. The art of it. To declare one monster, spell or trap, you detach the material, and then when you declare it, that type of card can't be activated. This thing is going to be disgusting in Ryzia. Let's rank 4. Oh, you're still enjoying your Mimi goals and you just built Dragon Maid / Bestial? Whoa! I heard that Dragon Maid is also kind of coming back right now, but it's probably not anything more than Rogue. It comes back with Mitsu because Mitsu losing the Droll means you have a second half of the deck that can kinda ignore Droll. Ah, you mean the Orcrest half with Mitsurugi. So Orcrest plays around Droll more easily. Dragon Maid is back? Is it because of there being support? Maybe it's time to try Dragon Maid. Ah, so it's Dragon Maid support. The problem is that you need to go first. That's like almost all the decks that I play. It's good. It's good. Trust me, it's good. You just have to go first. I have to go first. Yeah, exactly. The only meta deck that I could think of that needed to go second every time that's kind of recent is Tenpai. But Tenpai is like super nerfed now. New support in alt arts. What? More money to the waifu deck, waifu decks. More money to waifu deck. They put Alvaz in there, so it's kind of easy. Your ranked experience is weird. Early ranks are either bots or extremely sweaty meta players. Maybe it's because people were coming back. That's why people were so salty about Tenpai. I know I'm wise beyond my years. I'm full of wisdom. I know all about the cards, which is why I have to ask you all what's going on. Who am I? Where am I? Future. I feel like I've lost an entire season or even 2 seasons of Yu-Gi-Oh! just by like going on hiatus for 2 months. What's happening? Why are all the cards limited? It's fine. Hoka Hag is back. What are you kids doing on my lawn? Do you remember like the whole birthday stuff that was being said. Like, happy birthday, old lady. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, old woman. Like, people who don't have context, this must be completely insane. Like, putting you back in the padded cell kind of yap. We need to put her back in her cell. She's just going on about her birthday and the voices in her head. My birthday. Back where I'm from, they said it was my birthday every day. Duel Links is also kind of good. I have not really kept up with Duel Links enough. Probably because when I started playing Master Duel, it was kind of hard to convince myself to play Duel Links because I got more used to having bigger decks. And then in Duel Links, you have to rely on all these skills. And I never really liked the skills. But I do kind of like some of the features that Duel Links has compared to Master Duel. And I like also the dramatics of the characters, like making fun of each other. Duel Links has branded and D-Link now. I have seen some deck editions. It seems like D-Links is really caught up. The cards that you're playing aren't ancient anymore. Blue Eyes is now tier 1 in DL. You know, if they have the full Blue Eyes deck already, that shit is gonna be so scary with Kaiba's skills. Like, also, the drill beam in Duel Links, but with some skill that like guarantees you to have the drill beam. Duel Links loads up with 17 ads. You can't put up with that. There are ads now? Hello! Writing duels is now a private match thing now. It's actually cool. The day they add 2v2s in private match. The day that they add tag duels back, I'm gonna have to actually install Duel Links again. I'm gonna have to come back. I don't think I've ever streamed Duel Links though, but I did have an account that I would play for a while. Like, I'm not new to it. I have an old account. You just woke up? Well, I'm glad I got to see you. Wakey, eggs bakey. For me, it's actually just nighttime. It's the evening. Seto has Dragon Master Knight, and it's scary with the skill. Kaiba gets a lot of kind of scary skills in that game, but I feel like they've probably added 10 more skills to Jaden Yugi that makes him the most broken man in the game. I'm gonna drink some water real quick. I feel like my throat's a little clogged. Hydration! How long am I planning to stream today? In my mind, I could probably... Sorry about that. I was planning to kind of like yap for 2 hours and catch up with everyone. Oh yeah, I need to do another head pat redeem. This is like the 4th one. I died! I'm dead. I have died. Ugh. I cough, I die. Oh. Warning for a future, Sweaty and DL Rocket had an upgrade at the Synchro Dragon, and flu is introduced. Duel Links has caught the flu! If you die, does Bob Volca take over your stream? Yeah, Bob Volca takes over and she's played by JJ. Does anyone remember JJ? He's going to take over as the stream host. He's looking for his opportunity one of these days. JJ, my king! They can normal summon Neos and Nubel and get it to its ultimate form. been up to much while on hiatus? I've been playing some things offline to like kind of stay calm and deal with being sick, because my coughing got a lot worse if I would get anxious about coughing. But I've been feeling much better. I don't think I've really even had a dry cough so far. And as for things I've done, I was trying to get really strong Umas for the different champions meets that happened in Uma Musume. I trained a lot of Umas. I also tried another game, like a mobile game, while I was doing nebulizer treatment. But it's like I'm kind of iffy about it. Rick Eyes is at tier 3 in MD as well, so Blue Eyes is going strong. I heard that Blue Eyes kind of fell off, but I guess if it's still tier 3, you're going to see it pretty often. I'm assuming that's still mostly with Primate cards. What game? It's like some kind of smallish game called Hero. I was just trying it out. It's kind of like a little board game. And for those who have seen me and my orange juice obsession back in the day, you would know that I like board games. I like board games. Actually, I haven't really caught up with orange juice lately. So it's probably so different. It has like, I don't know, at least 10 more characters. You won like a total 3 races out of 30 runs in the Leo Cup. Yeah, that's... So I took time out to train Leo Cup Umas, and despite this, I went into Group B instantly. And I don't think I've only like won about a total of maybe 7 races. Give or take, 7 to 8. Wonder if you play Tabletop Sim? I don't think I have that program, but if I did, it would probably be a lot of fun. I definitely would get more use out of it than buying a bunch of physical games. And maybe they would be... I don't know if Tabletop Sim like supports the kind of multiplayer that you could do on a stream. But if it did, that might be actually something I could look into in the future. It's either tier 3 or on training. It's bouncing between those places for Blue Eyes, right? Looks like the deck hasn't dropped too far at all. Then again, I don't think it's gotten hit anymore. So that's probably helping it stay a little more consistent. You can invite viewers to play on Tabletop Sim. Whoa. I wonder if there's some games that I know of on there. Well, besides like all the big card games, so like board games that I have at home. Orcrest is at tier 1 thanks to its new cards. Orcrest is paired up with Mitsurugi from what I've been hearing. Any game? But don't they have to convert the physical game to tabletop first? Maybe some of the small games don't have that yet. You can download from the workshop. Ah, okay. Yay! More pats! More head rubbing! Yeah! Oh! How was everyone's Halloween? For me, I was kind of disappointed because I was planning originally before getting sick to maybe try streaming more scary games, like horror games again. But maybe I can find some time to make up for that during November. It might not be the same though, but we need to... it was funny whenever I would like hide from monsters and like get jump scared. Hello! But yeah, Halloween was not really that big of a deal for me this year. It was more fun last year, that's for sure. Non-stop nightmare in November. Ah, I see what you're doing there with the NNN. If you want horror, I recommend Blank Dream. It's an RPG horror game with a pretty deep story. Or RPG Maker, probably RPG Maker, right? Or is it actually on a separate engine? Your friends bought you a maid costume for Halloween. I think you shared which costume it was, right? Did it fit? Did it fit properly? You remember the Dead Space stream? Oh, thank you so much for resubbing for a full year, Tsuki. Also, hello. Thank you. The Dead Space streaming was really fun. But also, I felt physically scared when I loaded up the game. My heart couldn't take it. It also taught me to just shoot first and ask later. It's been a year. Pawn, promote me to raise morale of the pawn troopers. I'm surprised you didn't say the carrot crew. Raise carrot crew morale. Oh, come on, don't fight each other. That shit was peak though. Yeah, we need to find more games that will make me throw my mouse at the monitor on accident. we need more clips of me screeching and getting cut off because I'm too scared. Mod you to the leader of the carrot crew. I don't know if your track record as a leader might be responsible for his position. We're gonna devise a series of tests, maybe. A leadership skills test for the carrot crew. I have literally been in an accident. I think I heard you saying something like that in the Discord, right? Like a bike accident? Did you have to go to the hospital? This only slightly? How do you slightly go to a hospital? Outpatient? Outpatient is slightly hospital, right? I was very fortunate that when I got sick, I didn't have to go to the hospital. But I had to go through so many different medications and they made me feel tired and horrible all the time. So that was kind of miserable. There was also a really long antibiotics period, and antibiotics make tummy hurt. Prove the accident caused more brain damage. I don't know. I think the difference wouldn't be significant enough to easily prove. I'm sorry. That was too not nice. That was a little too unhinged. That was a little too unhinged. Rub some dirt on it type logic. Well, I mean, if you have sharp enough teeth like a dino would, I guess you could commit your own amputation. Say to your future mod, I think you've decided that a little quickly, Bucko. Uh-oh. I think that sometimes being like really emotional and laughing a lot kind of makes the coughing act up again, so I hope it won't be too disruptive. We need a new polka adventure to fuel the Palm Polka manga. Thank you for hydrating me. Thank you. bless you. Yeah, that was the kind of like the dry cough that I have, but it's most the minimum. I was struggling for a while. I couldn't even really say much. Unlimit the hydrate? I don't think I could trust you with that. Can you really be trusted with not flooding the desert? Could you really be trusted with that? Can you just sprinkle some rain lightly over the desert? Or would you flood it? Would you make a new floodplain? Oh, thank you for the next pats. Poor Poco would be waterboarded. One time I was waterboarded. There was an incident where I was basically forced to drink like half of my water bottle at once. And I felt a little sick. That was like too much water. You can trust me. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. I don't know if I can trust you. We're gonna have to do a trust exercise. I'm gonna have to fall and you'll have to catch me. And if you don't catch me, I won't be able to unlimit hydrate. I walk into you talking about waterboarding. It happened once because of a certain someone. It happened. This is a real lore canon event. You like waterboarding yourself? I guess there's activities for everyone. You better prepare a water reservoir when the limit is gone. I'm gonna have to, instead of a water bottle, I'm gonna have to bring my aquarium's bucket. And I'm gonna have to fill the bucket with water and then just keep drinking from there. Hello! Hello! Missed you! You can trust me to waterboard you. Maximum trust level. I don't know if that's safe. I need some more hydration. Yes, I missed the absolute state of waterboarding. So, did we have any plans this November? I know for Americans like me, we do some Thanksgiving stuff usually. I might be able to cook up something nice, yummy Thanksgiving meal. Remember Suki made you play stun? That's the ultimate betrayal. I feel like there are multiple culprits involved in talking me to play stun. Operating room? What? I can't tell by the Kappa face if that's serious or not. You're American? Yeah. I feel like that's something I've been pretty open about. I am American. The reason why I stream at the hours I do is more because, well, first of all, I tend to stay up on my own pretty easily. And then I noticed that, well, oh, you come by to say hello when it's later. So I just kept doing it. Oh, no. Oh. What kind of voice should I say that with? Oh, I have an idea. 6 7 6 7 6 7 6 7 67. 6 7 6 7 6 7 6 7 67. I made it into a jingle. Say it like the kids. How do the kids say it? 6 7 6 7 6 7 no cap risk, yeah, Ohio 6 7. I don't like it. I'm gonna vomit. I'm gonna puke. Someone hit her all at one bad day. Look, we're making the most out of that speaks. I'm going to make all of you leave and come back like 10 minutes later. It was terrible. It's getting deleted. It was a necessity. We're using our powers for the greater good, I'm sure. This VOD will be used as blackmail. It will be used in torture devices it'll be used as a torture video by the CIA and the FBI. Stretch. You know, rethinking that trade of Appaloosa for number 64 right now. Honestly, as someone who has never pulled nor made an Appaloosa card, this is one of the best bands of my life. Go Bandlist! Yo! Go Bandlist! Go Bandlist! They even took out another card I really don't like in there. The anti-spell fragrance. They sniped that one along with it. It's pretty good. But then they took out some like a reptile snaky boy that I guess is like theoretically used in Ryzeal. Ryzeal's gonna make a lot of rank 4s very sad. Like Baguska recently got sniped too, didn't he? Baguska died. He died for her sins. He died for Ryzeal's sins. So I'm gonna have to take him out of my Lunalite deck now. I'm gonna have to dust him. You bought pressure stockings because you can't handle standing 6 to 7 hours again without it for your next OR procedure. I know you're like not meaning it to, but now that I had the brain rot moment, anytime I see you putting the numbers 6, 7 together, I have another horrid brain rot moment. Oh, like 6, 7. This is everyone else's fault. I didn't even have that sort of rot until recently. Oh, it's intentional. No, why would you do that to me? You know I can't resist saying it in a dumb way. You are as brain rotted as I am. I stand by the fact that I did nothing wrong. You've unleashed a power that is too dangerous. The power that should not have been active. And once you release it, you can't put it back in its box. You understand? They're going to be using this recording to hurt people, to hurt prisoners in some faraway camp somewhere. Just repeating 6, 7 into infinity, destroying their mental health. The world should have chosen to be strong enough to withstand it. I don't think human beings could resist that sort of mimetic power. It's kind of, you know what it reminds me of? It's literally like a mimetic hazard from SCP. That probably kind of exposes my age now that I think about it. Because I don't think SCP is very relevant anymore. You see that Pandora's box? I am the one who knocks and opens it. I lift the lid on the evils of the world. It is, but it's just brain rot. That's why it's not like super relevant anymore. I think SCP's quality has kind of dropped. Olg. Lately, I feel like I haven't heard anything kind of new or good come out of SCP. Don't all the fan games focus on the older ones that are a little cooler? You loved SCP back when it was 2019? Man, that was 6 years ago. That's kind of wild. That was an entire lifetime ago. That was before the Great Virus. Changed change the entire timeline. Not when it was 2010. Back in my day, we used to do this activity called touching grass. But then the war at the Fire Nation came, and now we don't do such things anymore. We stay inside. We do not touch the plant known as grass. Thank you for the pets. I'm going to see when I can make sure that it's automatic again. But at least this works for the time being, right? No, Auntie Boca. Okay, Grandma, let's get you back to bed. I'm telling you, son. We used to touch grass back in my day. SCP was written in a notebook? I didn't know that. You mean like a physical notebook or a computer? Touching grass seems like too much work. Yeah. Imagine. And there are places where there isn't even any grass. Like, imagine someone telling you to touch grass, then you look outside and it's all like sandy dirt. And then you go, oh. Speaking of old, when people think of FNAF, it's for children, only to realize it's now 11 years old. I feel part of it is that children's media also hasn't really moved forward very much. Like, what do the youngins really get now? Coco Melon? Skibidi Toilet? AI videos? They're not getting anything. That's why all the old stuff is like all that we even know about, because all the new stuff is terrible. Wait, Skibidi Toilet is old, and now it's Shark, Doom, and Policia, and Crocodilo Bombadillo. Last Saturday, you and your friends drew little Slenderman sketches and spread them across the playground. You hope to give them something to be scared. What if Slenderman is too old for the youngins? What if they see it and they think that it's stupid and they won't get it and they won't even feel nervous about it? Like, isn't Slenderman ancient? Relatively speaking, there are children born and like going to school after Slenderman was released as a creepypasta. Which means that they wouldn't even know about it, even if they saw the pictures. They probably wouldn't even have enough recess time to find those pictures anyway. Or if they did, they would be too busy looking at an iPad. Playing children card game meme, card game, it's over 25 years old. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is pretty old now, right? It's crazy to think about. It's the most children's card game for millennials and old Zoomers ever. They brain ratify Slenderman. If you put Slenderman in a toilet, would that make him hip to the kids? It's genius. Cause like Skibidi's already kind of skinny, and if you put Slenderman in there instead, the kids will appreciate it. Also, haven't we all thought about how Minecraft is still the main game for children and it's even older than FNAF now? Yes, I'm back! Hello! Would you believe that Yu-Gi-Oh! 10 years ago had Xyz and pendulums? I swear my brain likes to compartmentalize that as more recent. Like, surely that it wasn't that long ago. Surely Brains wasn't that long ago. There's like this meme of a character called Sanai where she like goes, the Wii wasn't that long ago, right? Or it's like random game consoles like the PlayStation 2. It wasn't that long ago. The NES wasn't that long ago. And then you remember. Some kids are younger than Minecraft. Lynx didn't come into the game until 2017. That's a long time ago now too. Isn't that a long time? It's been 8 years. The students you teach are younger than Pendulum Sun. Long time equals 2+ years. I would say for me, a long time is like 5+ years. And everything that we've brought up so far about Yu-Gi-Oh! Like Lynx is already 5+ years old, so that makes it pretty old. Oh, how would you like me to say that? How would you like me to say that? Do you want me to say it in like a clinical tone? Because we got another speaks here. It's a long one. I'm gonna say it like a documentary speaker. I'm gonna try. SCP-7143 is a doorknob on the door to the 3rd floor staff dormitory at Site-19. It is made of metal. Turning it to the right or left opens the door to which it is affixed. It has a lock, which is used to impede the intended action of turning the doorknob so as not to allow individuals to access the rooms beyond. SCP-7143 was installed by Maintenance Associate J. Maloney. When asked about the installation of SCP-7143, he remarked, "I installed the doorknob." Say it in a very serious tone. Oh, nasally nerd is serious enough, right? Like vaguely British nerd. God, 20 years ago back when I was playing Luigi's Mansion on my GameCube. Actually, I think like my very first console was a Game Boy, but I forgot which one it was. I think it was like, I'm pretty sure the screen was not even colored. But the one that I actually remember playing with the most was, and like kind of like my official start was PS2. Which is going to be used to date me, I'm sure. I was very fond of Animal Crossing when I was a kid too. But now, whenever I play it, I like get way too worried about leaving it alone. And if I leave the game alone, am afraid to go back to it because all my villagers are gonna be disappointed with me. And I can't handle that kind of judgment in my video game. I can't handle that. Also, I had a Tamagotchi. Tamagotchis were like extremely 2000s, weren't they? I think it was a GBA. Yeah, that was the one I probably had. It feels weird being old. It kind of feels like your entire existence is like a time capsule. Like whatever you grew up with is a time capsule that you are as a person, and after some point all the new developments kind of roll over your brain. That Tamagotchi is long dead. Fortunately, I don't own it anymore. I left it back at my parents. If they even still have it, they've probably thrown it away. Part of you still feels like a kid. You cannot believe the fact that you are getting old. That's what I mean. At some point, you just stop regarding things and you just stay stuck in one time period. Okay, Grandma, let's get you back to bed. I bet, like, your average child now will probably think that the Tamagotchi little console thing is the most bootleg ancient thing ever. They won't get it. And that's because you basically have like that kind of like poop pet thing on your phone that is now the Tamagotchi for kids. Because I know there's this poop pet thing, like an alien pet thing that looks like a little poo emoji. And that thing, that's the kind of Tamagotchi the youngins are having. Thank you for the pats. Tiger handhelds? I am talking about Poe. Or however you say that, I am talking about Poe. You still remember Tamagotchi like toy called scanners? You'd scan barcodes at the grocery store. I recently saw this kind of app get advertised to me where if you scan things with your phone's camera, they turn into little dragons. And it feels like we probably just reinvented that. Pizza Sim was super hype back then because unexpected end to the story. Oh, like when people were talking about FNAF, you felt like they were listening to a grandpa. Even though FNAF is still popular, the series development seems to have slowed down a little bit. Bro, your nephew saw your PS2 and literally said, "Is that a bootleg console?" The design limitations as well as attitudes back then on how a new futuristic piece of technology were so different. Like how the Jetsons tried to predict that we would have these funny little floaty UFO cars by the 2000s. That probably the only reason I even knew about Jetsons is because I was raised on Boomerang instead of Cartoon Network, so I watched old people cartoons outside of my age bracket. FNAF games are still popular, but the official games just don't feel the same. They're getting like movies now too, I think. But I don't really keep up with FNAF. The closest experience that I've had with FNAF is like watching Markiplier play it. Maybe at some point I should try it on stream. I should try to play FNAF on stream. I don't know if that'd be kind of like cringe though, like stinky old hag tries FNAF 1 for the first time. Didn't we talk about this too a while back when I told you the Wii U is a retro console? Yeah, this is kind of like an expansion of that. Windows Vista /7 aesthetics is the real future. I don't know about the aesthetics, but please give me back Windows 7 functionality. If it like looks annoying, that's fine. But I actually I miss being able to find things on my computer without trying to bypass the system keeping me out on the surface level, and then an AI thing trying to tell me to go Google it when I like put it in the search bar on my computer. If I'm typing something into the search bar on my computer, I'm not trying to Google it, thank you. I'm trying to find it on my computer. Hello everybody. My name is Markiplier and welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's, an indie horror game that you guys suggested en masse, and I saw that Yummy Mosh played it and he said that it was really, really good, so I'm very eager to see what is up, and that is a terrifying animatronic bear. Family pizzeria looking for security guard to work in a night shift. Oh, 12 a.m. the first night. If I didn't want to stay the first night, why would I stay anymore? Why would I stay anymore? I don't know if I can really do a very good impression of him. That's like mentally what he sounds like to me. He sounds a bit funny. You playing FNAF and making videos about it would be a nice thing, especially since VTubers playing FNAF is like welcomed. Play FNAF, that exact impression. Hello, and I am Pawn the Poker. Welcome to my FNAF stream. I don't know about videos, but maybe I could try playing it. I didn't know it had more of an older audience still, though. Whenever I think of FNAF, it's like kids. Kids that are like in the Garden of Banban age range. Even though Garden of Banban barely counts as a game, because it's basically an asset flip. Imagine she plays FNAF 4 and she goes solo first night. Is he never usually that bad? Honestly, at this point, I like don't really underestimate the FNAF games. I feel like it's going to be hard off the bat. Bond Boca Boxes Freddy is a lower accurate event. The first night is never usually that bad in any of the games. The fourth one is a difficulty spike one, right? I think I've heard about one, probably the Spring Trap one, that had a difficulty spike. But I don't mentally keep track of all those games. Confused. FNAF 2 is where the difficulty spike starts. I think I watched Mark play that one too, and he seemed to find it a bit harder than the first one. The first one is probably the easiest one, huh? Unless they started making the difficulty more kid-friendly. Oh yeah, something I've been really curious about is how people are feeling Pokemon Pizza. That's what I mentally categorize it as, because it's Pokemon ZA. And then there's this abbreviation for pizza called ZA. So now it's just a pizza game to me. It's just a Pokemon pizza game. I wish there was an actual Pokemon pizza game where you run a pizzeria and you feed Pokemon. Because I really liked the making curry function in Sword and Shield. They ruined it with the sandwich one in the next game. But I like the Pokemon Camp curry making thing. And I think it'd be nice to run a Pokemon restaurant. A Pokemon restaurant would be fun. You could put the different berries onto the pizza and bake them like margarita pizzas, but with Pokemon berries. And then you would make different topping combinations for Pokemon. They did kind of make a Pokemon Cafe mobile game, and I was super excited for that because I thought it was the kind of game that I want to play, and then it turned out to be this really boring puzzle game, and I hated it. Where you have to swirl your finger around and do some kind of stupid puzzle. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. This is not what the people were asking for. Cooking manga with Pokemon? Wouldn't it be so nice? I feel like there's untapped potential in this. There's already all of these different snack foods, like the puffs that you would make in the previous game. And, you could make them for Pokemon. And then, make tea and stuff for them. And get different Pokemon's orders, and if you get a Snorlax, it makes you go out of business because you have to keep feeding it for 24 hours straight. Just think about that. There's so many Pokemon that eat a lot. And imagine if you get one that orders your entire stock. The good cooking games stopped with the Wii, unfortunately. They pretty much stopped with that. But I feel like the Switch would be... The Switch has some cooking games, but they're not from Nintendo. I think there's some cooking games. I remember that there was this multiplayer restaurant one where you'd have to play with other people and manage a restaurant. But it was more just carrying things to different stations is a puzzle. I think it was... It wasn't Cooking Mama. It was... I think it had baked in the name. Overcooked. Yeah, that's it. Overcooked. The Switch has so much untapped potential, but it's held back so much. Yeah, I feel like Nintendo doesn't have a lot of vision with it. You would think they would have more vision for it. And the hardware itself doesn't seem that strong. Thank you for the hydration. Oh, the music cut off. I thought I put it to loop. There we go. Ever thought about playing Left 4 Dead 2 on Realism Expert? I haven't played Left 4 Dead 2 on the stream yet. But I guess if that's something that the people would like to see, the people would like to see me be horribly terrible at killing the zombie, we could try that. The Wii U was better objectively. All the good games got ported to Switch. Yeah, and the Switch store was kind of nice as a concept because there's so many games that didn't really have a platform, or they were like trying to be console games, but they weren't from big enough companies, and they were able to use the Switch store for that. But I still feel like just the Switch itself is held back. Like with Joy-Con drifting. All first-party games never went on sale. But that's just a Nintendo thing though. They never put anything on sale. And everything that they release is too expensive. I'm like kind of used to that from them. I'm really hoping that they won't keep going crazy on this whole lawsuit stuff. Because that kind of scares me for games in general, though. Which is funny because they literally make the French stereotype. Oh, you mean like... Wait, no. That's not Mario. Mario is the Italian stereotype. I'm guessing this is because of Punch-Out, right? Ah, yeah, Punch-Out. But it's still funny to consider that the main mascot of Nintendo is a short, chubby, Italian stereotype plumber man who runs around saving princesses. That feels like something that would be hard to design for today. Like you probably wouldn't be able to release Mario as a character if he wasn't so established. Have we thought about that? Like, Mario probably couldn't be born today. Oh, the lawsuit got denied? Hell yeah. It was nonsense. I'm glad that it didn't actually win in court despite how much money they have for it. Glass Joe is a huge French stereotype. But yeah, this whole thing reminded me about how Mario is like super weird as a mascot idea. Money can't beat reason? A lot of systems are willing to take big enough bribes. A lot of systems are willing to take the bribes. I wouldn't count on that. I've also been like kinda getting more into Sonic media lately as well. Like, I was always kind of a fan of Sonic, but it was more of an anime watching Sonic. Like, I watched Sonic X, and then I've like been a sleeper agent. Recently I've been reading the IDW comics, but I kind of like didn't catch up to all of them. I did read the Metal Virus one, and that saga was really cool. As to why I got reminded of Sonic, it's because he's like rivals of Mario. And now I'm just thinking about different video game mascots and their franchises. Yeah, just full of fluff in my brain. Full of fluff. all the hair goes through my ears from my tail and creates fluff. Welcome back from the ads, by the way. We're just kind of chilling and yapping about anything that comes into my neuron synapse. Oh yeah, isn't there going to be a Switch 2 soon? But like, it's going to be super expensive. A Japanese company makes 2 Italian plumbers go into another world of talking mushrooms. It probably gets blasted off them in magic flowers, fighting sentient turtles and saving a princess or a universe. There's already Switch 2. It's out? I thought it was like nearing the end of its development, but it's like fully out. I forgot. 2 months now. Oh wait! That was when I went into hiatus for being sick. There we go. That's why I didn't know. Because I wasn't keeping up with stuff as much. But I guess it is like fully out and not just being like tested or anything. I'm behind the times. That's what happens when you just start coughing nonstop. That's what happens. But hey, at least I'm being brought into the future like a caveman being coaxed out from underneath a rock. Air Riders. Oh yeah, they made a new Air Riders. I actually tried the old Air Riders on an emulator, and that was so fun. I kind of wish I had gotten to play it more on an original console though. But I didn't really grow up with Nintendo stuff so much. Air Riders is so cool. This was a while back though. I mostly stick to things that are not on emulators because of just how they are. Your boy Rick is back. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Do they have my goat King Dedede in Air Riders? They have my goat Air Riders King Dedede. Kirby Air Ride. I don't know if he's in a new one though. This is an old one. I need to know, is there King Dedede? It's literally every character. It's kind of weird that I'm not getting any pictures of him. But he's gotta be there. He's gotta be there. It's King Dedede. Oh, there he is. Awesome! There he is. I kind of don't know if I want to switch to though. I have a banana colored Switch. I have one of the mini ones. It's like banana flavored. It's like bright yellow, and I got it yellow because it was cheap. Since people don't like bright yellow consoles. Now I just went, I don't care. I'm gonna get the banana Switch, please and thank you. Do they have a banana colored Switch too, so I can get it at a discount? do they have the banana Switch 2 out yet? I want the little banana one. What are like maybe other colors that'd be less popular? Cause I feel like yellow is the least popular color of anything most of the time, right? Cause it's too bright. Maybe like neon pink. Neon pink one. Actually, even though I like Kirby a lot, I'm like not a real fan. Cause I also grew up with the anime instead of the games. And I only got to try some of the games as an adult, which is a long time into the future. I only got to play my first Pokemon game as a grown-up too, actually. So I gotta look up who the Roach is. The Roach. Because I did not grow up with that. He's kind of cool. He's like kind of like reminding me of Meta Knight, but as a mouse. Is Pog growing up? I mean, I keep talking about stuff that's from the 2000s. I think that should be enough of an indicator. Let's get his grandma back to bed. But yeah, it's like been really nice to talk to everyone really freely and just kind of mindlessly yap about everything. I feel like since I was gone, I don't have as many connections anymore. I want to reconnect with everyone. The early 2000s and 2010s were so fun. Yeah, I'm also kind of jelly of 1990s kids, because I completely didn't get to do that. I didn't get to have fun in the 90s. And it sounds like everything was so crazy. Have you like noticed that all of the fun places for kids, like Chuck E. Cheese's and McDonald's, and all those kinds of buildings that used to have fun colors and stuff, are all like brutalist architecture style now? Not that crazy, but they're all modernized and cubed, and all of the colors have been sucked out and they're gray, and they have like no mascots. I don't like that trend. What happened to all the fun? Are we just like not allowed to have fun stuff anymore? Like no fun buildings, no fun allowed. Everything has to be modern and full of iPads and sleek and one color, which is usually monotone or brown. It's boring. It's so boring. I feel like McDonald's is the best example of this. How do you go from having the golden arches and like being known for yellow and red as your main color palette, and now every McDonald's I see is a gray box? What's appealing about that? And it's just so disappointing. The 90s seems so fun. You get to see in real time the landscape of video games changing. And without a phone, everyone talked to each other. I mean, they did have phones, but not cell phones. You'd have to use a landline and speak to each other over that. And you were actually probably touching grass and all that. And I actually am really glad for online connectivity. I mean, come on. I wouldn't be here if we didn't have fast internet speeds. I wouldn't be yapping here. So that's a big difference already. But there's a lot that has changed. And not all of it is better. Or pagers? Yeah, pagers. They were prototypes of cell phones. Almost. And then the dial-up sound. and AIM. And the early Google page. You remember payphones? Well, I mean, I remember them. But I don't think I've ever used one. I don't think I've used a payphone. Hi, I am back. A lot of Some people actually did reach out to me, but they did it through Discord. I wouldn't have minded that very much. I was keeping more updates on Discord. I did post some to X, but after a while, I kind of stopped because I felt weird. 25 cents for 3 minutes to talk to people. But I based you? Tased you. Tasing? This is false accusation. This is a false accusation. I have never tased anyone. Trust me, I have a very trustable background. Can you really say that this isn't trustworthy visage right here? I would never tase anyone. She did in fact baste you. Based. She tased me and I was like, I am Lightning Dino. That's all very violent sounding. Since when I've tased you? You're gonna have to present photographic and or video evidence of the statement. Oh dang, no feeding anymore? I turned it off because TITS was usually breaking midstream and not actually connecting anymore. And I'd have to restart it, and it was distracting, and it was annoying. But TITS has gotten updated recently. Maybe some of these problems might have disappeared in a new update. I might go ahead and update it and then see if things have improved then. And if it's improved and I won't have to keep restarting the program in the middle of the stream, then I'll probably bring all of that back. Including some of the holiday ones that I've gotten. But yeah, I disabled it because of that reason. I really did not like having to keep turning it on and off. And because I have to preemptively set it up and make it look invisible because it has an outline, the outline would show up, the program would show up over everything. It was just kind of messy. It added more scuff to what I always have as scuff. Still doing Yu-Gi-Oh! And the likes? Well, the plan is that I'll probably not be streaming as many days yet as I used to, because I think I used to do about 5 days a week. But I will be increasing the amount of days slowly. Thinking about right now 3 to 4 maybe. Depending on how healthy I feel and as to whether or not I get throat problems or coughing problems. Because I was sick for a month. And then I had a really, really long-lasting cough for another month. So I don't want any of that to happen more. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Should be on the menu for sure. I'd like to do viewer duels again. Because I did like doing those a lot, and it seemed like everyone else also enjoyed them. And it will be on Master Duel, of course. You're gonna have to take my hand and carefully guide me through how the entire meta has shifted while I was hibernating. And now everything is different and I don't understand what's going on. Maybe I'll finally be able to show you all my Malice deck. I had one basically ready-made right before I got sick. And I was actually going to stream it the weekend when I first started feeling sick. I was going to try it out in viewer duels and I never got... Ew! Malice! Ew! I wanted to try it for months. Months beforehand that I was going to try and build it because I like their aesthetic. It's not my fault they're meta. Half of the decks that I think look cool end up being meta. Time for some NyQuil. But I did plan on trying it with some hybridization. I don't know how well it will work though. There was actually a wacky part of me that really tried to merge it with Marincess, but it was just bad. It didn't work. Me and the boys will show you the screwy meta and maybe bully with you with it. No! Have you been playing FL Girls too? Still? You mean Girls Frontline Exilium, right? I kind of fell off of it because first of all, I started finding that the game loop was a bit dull. There wasn't much to challenge me. And with the lack of challenge, I also didn't really feel like pulling strongly. Then they had this whole big drama about gacha skins and how you'd have to like buy all this currency to like roll for a skin. And that kind of got me a little tired of it. I feel like a lot of people got a bit upset about the skins thing. I'm sure the player base has dropped off. And I just like quietly stopped playing it because it didn't really feel worth it. Adding a new system that made new units obsolete killed the game for you? You mean like, did it prioritize all the old units? Or did it do something where the new ones would... You'd have to like be chasing every new one every second? But yeah, mainly for gachas, I've been playing Musume Pretty Derby a lot. And that's actually one of the things I'm really excited to stream because of the Unity Cup as well as the big race balance patch that's going to happen next week. That should make races less boring and more skills actually worth using. And even more Umas worth training. The Guts update. The Guts update is early. They're bringing it early. I couldn't believe it. That might change everything for a while when it comes to champions meetings. Because we're getting the big Guts balance patch as well as the other balances added along with it way earlier. New accelerated schedule unexplored. Pioneering. Yeah, I've been making a lot of So this new system, which is depending on your affinity of said witch, it would negate 3 of your units. Basically, a 10M power player was being killed by 5M player due to witches and grinding and buying packs for no units wasn't worth it anymore. How was the affinity raised? This sounds very unbalanced. That's like just by raising affection with a character and negates half of someone's team. Sometimes gachas pull these really strange design decisions. And they make no sense. I kind of like was thinking some people talk to me about Ecolopolis, and it made me like look into it, but I was kind of like iffy about it. The affinity was being raised by star rating, upgrading, and just chatting with them. So like kind of sounds like pay to win stuff, right? That's kind of what it sounds like to me. Hi! Welcome back to all of you too. I was really excited to return and bring the yappening. Uni units are weekly and the meta changes fast. Heavy pay to win. Man, and I thought Uma Musume was accelerated. We get like a new unit every 2 weeks or so. And that, you mean like every week? That's wild. I'm generally not really good with games that have heavy pay-to-win models, because I inevitably get left behind and then I hate it. Every week. That's a little egregious, isn't it? Hi, thank you so much for the raid, Jackson Bird. It's the first raid I've got since coming back. Hooray! Let me go ahead and do the shout out properly. Gacha PvP mentality is hard to balance since the mentality is paid for good character now, and holy shit, buy this new number character. Not to mention, some games basically need you to dupe things in order to have any sort of relevance in the game. But thank you so much for the raid, Jackson Bird. Yeah, it's been a long time since I went online because I was sick. And then I had a lot of long-term effects from being sick too. But I feel a lot more confident in my state of health, or I don't think it will be affecting it so much if I stream. Half anniversary equals 4 months apparently. I mean, I guess I don't mind now that they fixed the amount of currency you get a little bit, but it was brutal at the beginning. Right now I'm going to be saving up for the Kita-san rerun. Yeah, think now add a new system that basically makes your investment a waste of money if you don't invest in witches. Otherwise 3 of your units are negated for 1 turn. Oh, so are these witches kind of like a pet system? They kind of sound like a pet when you put them that way. Like, kind of like a separate mini character. They're not a pet? So are the witches just what they're called normally? New system that basically makes your investment a waste of money. So you would invest in things that weren't witches. Yeah, Lunalight is actually making a return with the new support in TCG, but I haven't heard about it being added to Master Duel yet. I think I'm gonna have to wait a little more. I haven't been on in a while, yeah. A little bit over 2 months, I think. Or maybe more like a month and a half? Nah, I'm gonna go with 2 months. I think it was about 2 months. Oh, did Lunalight get added already? I'm gonna have to work on that when I come back if it did. It's the next pack? I came back right on time then. That's gonna be kind of hard to balance with White Forest still. They're really running the things I like back to back, huh? I guess it'll be my next building goal. It's good to know though. Dang, that's gonna be like the day after I come back for Uma Musume. Well, at least I have a big goal for Master Duel now. I've been looking forward to Lunalight for like half a year. And I actually knew about the White Forest packs coming soon, so I was hoping to return for White Forest. Now there's Lunalight stuff too! I hope you have most of the deck completed. What do you mean, like, most of the deck? Oh, you mean the Lunalight original pieces? I have a Lunalight deck that exists already, so I have a bunch of the old cards. I guess that means I'd only have to really get the support now. Because I have a really, really old, ancient, stinky Lunalight deck that was never really that good. I would use it as the easy deck to play against me. But I guess with the support, it might not be such an easy deck anymore to like beat. I might have to make it another challenging deck to play against. You only need the new cards? Yeah, I have enough of the pre-existing ones, I think. Because I have multiple copies of all the base monsters. I have their spells. I was basically hoping for Lunalight to come out soon. They unbanned the sacred beast cards. You've never been so happy. Unbanned happy cards, yeah! I will be definitely running the replay system again. So hopefully you'll all be able to show off all the new tricks that you've learned and also the new meta stuff that will scare the crap out of me. This game already has a pet system called Elo Mono artifacts, which are Neoliths. That's a lot of systems and funny system names. Sometimes when a game has like too many funnily named game-specific name systems, it like kind of makes me not want to play it. Like, how many names for the same thing can we have? I was just looking up and reading it at the same time that you reposted that, huh? 7-star for all of them? I'm too broke for that. I'd be way too broke for this game. You wouldn't catch me. You wouldn't catch me maxing anything out. Alright, let's see if I missed anything else. Twitch, let me click. Oh, there we go. Mati County Tannhauser won't be out for a good while. Same for Tamamo Cross. Honestly, I think the one trainee that I'm most interested in pulling for in Uma Musume would be neither of those. It would be Ikuno Dictus. Does anyone remember Ikuno? She kind of has angular orange hair and glasses with a braid that has a severe personality and is always like kind of helping other Umas in her grade, or I guess class, with their nutrition and their training. The very serious one, she has an SR card right now. That would be one I would try to like save up a little bit for. Which Uma is this? I said Ikuno Dictus. Pretty sure her name is Ikuno Dictus. Which is alone costs about $500 to get it to 5 stars. You're gonna bite to keep up. If you didn't know, you would have been left behind. This is it's too stressful, right? At some point it stops being relaxing with those kinds of payment systems and the need to collect, and the FOMO is too overwhelming, and then you don't have fun anymore. At least I tend to run out of fun before I get anywhere near throwing my wallet. I tend to run out of the fun. I actually kind of like that gacha games offer me RNG, because I like to have random experiences in my games as a roguelike enjoyer. But at some point, it can be not fun to feel like you're being left behind from everyone else. You like the game's lore? I think the few people that told me about Echolopolis told me that the story is kind of strong. But I already tried playing a gacha game and keep at it just for the lore, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't play it anymore. I got sick of the gameplay. Even though it was one of the best gacha game stories I read, I got too sick of the game, and I just quit. Yay, hug! Hello! We are just chatting today. I thought it might be nice and simple to like come back and just talk about everything that I missed and what people are up to, like what games we're playing, activities. Apparently being old and remembering the 2000s. Reminiscing about Tamagotchis that I would always like panic and cry over if my Tamagotchi evolved into something ugly. That's what I used to do. I would cry. I would sit there and I would cry over my Tamagotchi. How's JJ? Well, he hasn't moved back into the stream room with me. I'm keeping him in another room, but besides that, he misses his old room. He's a little homesick for being in the room with me. But he seems pretty happy when I go visit him. He doesn't have any health problems. I play with him a lot and I take care of him. So he seems pretty chill overall. But he misses being here and stepping on my keyboard. You love the game so much, Echolopolis, that you made your own fan-made character. You made an OC. There are a lot of people that seem to have that relationship with Limbus Company too, right? That was the one that I was talking about when I was saying that I used to play one for the story only. And then I feel like I wouldn't be able to last that long in a gacha game that I'm only playing for story and not gameplay. Because I've already been burned on that experience. I have less and less patience every time I get bored of a gacha game. Oh, wiggling! Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Oh, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Did I? No, I didn't do it right. Wait, here we go. Oh no, the camera's being wonky. Let me see if I can fix it a little bit. Oh no, I'm just glitching out of the universe. There we go. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. I think that's a little better. Now that game you played, the frontline one, the top-down turn-based gameplay style does call your attention. You mean the Girls Frontline 2 one? If you're looking to get invested in the story of it, you're probably going to be disappointed because it hasn't updated its main story in like several months now. It hasn't even updated its story since I left. It just keeps going into all these side stories that don't have anything to do with the main plot everyone signed up for. Which is too bad because I was also kind of playing that game because of the story being kind of interesting. That sounds like Echolopolis. So Echolopolis is also wasting its time. Because the other game that I can think of that did a lot of side stories that amounted to nothing was Arknights. And it seems to be a bad habit among a lot of these gacha games where the main story seems kind of good and you're invested in where the world is going. And then it just, after a couple of okay, strong chapters, it just starts wandering around and it never updates again. The only gacha game you play is Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Oh, Dokkan Battle, I remember that. I think, yeah, Dokkan Battle was actually my first gacha game. Dokkan Battle was my first mobile gacha game. Mainly because I was also really strongly into Dragon Ball at that time. I still kind of am. But I would probably be a little too bored of Dokkan right now. The main story never updates in Echolopolis either. Yeah, you're gonna find the same annoying problem in Girls Frontline 2. They actually have a lot of writing issues over there. They apparently had to switch their writers team several times. And then the lead writer of the old game came back because the fans were hating the story so much. So that was kind of awkward. Oh. Hi, welcome to the stream. Quachi, where do rainbows go when they've been bad? To Prism, so they have time to reflect on what they've done. Nice. That's a pretty good one. I don't think I've heard this joke before. But it makes a lot of sense. when they try to escape the light waves from the prison window. I don't think I made it a lot better though. You like my new model? I guess at this point it wouldn't be as new anymore, but some people are still getting used to it since I went on my sick leave. The wife has been reading a lot of gothic romance horrors recently, so I asked her, why does Dracula always bite people in the neck? She told me it's because he's a neck romancer. Ah! No, my ears! No, they're going to get soggy again. The ear slurper. I wanted to make it alliterative, but I couldn't think of anything good. The lobe licker? The lobe licker is back. That kind of works, right? The neck romancer. The ear licker. That isn't very alliterative, but it does sound like a horror game monster. Imagine that like a creature existed that would hide in like nooks and crannies in your house, and then when you are asleep, the lights are off, he like slowly creeps down with its big, boggy, googly eyes and extremely long, like 2 feet of tongue. And it like it extends its tongue while you're sleeping and then starts slurping the earwax out of your ear. It consumes your earwax and then it crawls back up into the ceiling. That would be scary, right? The lobe licker. That's the lore of the lobe licker. Go back to years. No, I think my idea is pretty good. We should write a story based on this. It could be a good creepypasta. I think I'm doing well with that. See ya. Did you feel creeped out? Bookmark it. Also, $1 million question. Am I back for good? I would tentatively say yes, as long as I don't develop any health issues again. My plan was to like have less days than before at the beginning, and then if I start feeling healthier, I could extend the stream times and maybe make them more often. But I also want to take care of myself a little better, like maybe start working out and stuff. So I might like need some more time off once in a while than before to make sure that I don't get sick very often. Give me your lobes. We lick the lobes. That's the kind of sound that the lobe licker would make. You would be sleeping, and then instead of like hearing silence, your dreams start being full of slurping because it's eating your earwax. Yucky! Yucky! Ew! I like to imagine it's like this thing where it's like its head is really big and it's like grayish green and it's got these little climbing feet, kind of like an iguana or like a lizard. And it's like climbing and it sticks its long slimy tongue out. That's my horror idea. That's my creepypasta idea. Little gremlin looking thing. Little gremlin looking licky thing. Tomorrow, we get a Discord message that Polka got hit by a bus and won't get up for another month. No. I don't think that will happen. It's not real. That's fake news. This is fake news. There's something really funny to me about the fact that I'm like describing some horrible horrible, horrid little creature thing that doesn't exist while this happy cafe bubbly music is playing in the background. This is a dichotomy. This speaks on us as a society. Can't wait for the low Blicker fan art. It would be so funny if someone tries to draw it based on my description. Am I gonna try the new Pokemon game? Well, I don't have a way to stream off of a console. I don't have a Switch 2. And I feel like you're technically not supposed to, you know, use certain software to play it on the computer, so I don't know. I feel like that's too much of a gray area. Low Blicker ASMR video. Low Blicker lore. So yeah, I don't know if I can try Pokemon Pizza, even if I wanted to. You would need a capture card. I would even need the console in the first place, let alone a capture card. Neither of those are going to be very cheap right now in this economy. Now, Digimon one? Maybe. Digimon has always been kind of interesting to me. It feels sort of like a more adult, but also at the same time targeted for kids Pokemon. It was kind of a weird combination. Hey, leave my tail out of this, okay? Leave my good old fluffiness alone. Take care. Hope to see you more often. If not, I'll drop in Discord. You can always drop in Discord anyway, because we got like a nice little chat going on. I don't know if my bot has been really on. I don't think I've been seeing it spam the Discord command. Maybe I have to like go to Stream Elements and reactivate it. But in case you all want a real quick link, you can like join up here and you can see pictures of JJ, my co-host, and like yell at me about stuff. All that all those good things. Bye-bye. It's more adult themed. It's more similar to Shin Megami Tensei and Persona. Yeah, I think I've got that kind of impression of Digimon. Especially because some of the Digi-evolutions are definitely not super appropriate for kids. You know, the ones with voluptuous woman in certain outfits. Like, I think Angemon? Their evolution paths are very confusing. SMT and Person are good and lore related. This is gonna like maybe sound a bit sad, but I haven't played any game from that series. I kind of like the idea of Persona, but something about the games themselves kind of like don't really grab my interest enough. Can you play them on a computer? I thought they were for Nintendo consoles. Rosamon is very heavy BDSM coded. Yeah, it's very, very child friendly. How am I? I am doing much better than right when I went on hiatus, that's for sure. But I'm like kind of getting used to everything again. I'm used to yapping. I'm getting used to yapping more. Since while I was treating my cough, I wasn't talking more than I normally would. And now I have to talk a lot again. But it's so nice to see everybody, you know. Haven't been able to raid me for a while. Yeah, I wasn't really on. I can play Persona and Shin Megami Tensei on a computer. The first two games are only available on EMU, but the rest are available on PC. I guess I would go with those more. I don't really want to get into trouble for using software that's kind of in a gray area. Persona 4 is getting a remake? A lot of things getting remakes in the last few years. Sometimes they seem good, other times they seem like a bit of a mess, huh? I really enjoyed playing the Dead Space remake though. I didn't play the first one, but I feel like what I got to play in the remake one was so scary. I am not dead, Polka! I am here, happy 1 year, Yahaga Tanuki! I could be saying the same thing. Also, thank you so much for resubbing. Thank you, Nagoya. I feel like everyone would be asking me if I'm dead or not. Did Polka die? Did she die? Wiggling time. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. I didn't die. But I was ill. I was ill. So this is kind of like a test return to see if I can yap a lot and not have a coughing fit. So far, I think it's going pretty well. Pokes me with a stick. Pokeroonie pawn. Pepperoni pawn, pepperoni polka pawn. Poking polka pawn. That could be kind of like a mouth twister, right? Tongue twister. How you been? For a month, I was super terrible. Well, not like terrible deathbed terrible, but more similar to I cannot stop coughing day in and day out. I had to chug syrups, I took nebulizers, I took antibiotics. You might make the name I gave you Crimson the Lobe Licker. It's going to have lore attached to it, you know. You're going to be known as the lobe licking creature. Since I conceptualized it. I hope you're ready to carry that responsibility of being the lobe licker creature. But yeah, at least I feel like I've recovered a lot. Has my health adjusted a bit, or are we thinking not fully yet? I feel like maybe I wouldn't be able to do super long streams yet. Because I feel like some throat dryness already. But I like to keep trying again and maybe seeing how things go without putting too much pressure on it. You all come and support your name change. The low blicker. Am I gonna name myself Pon Pon the Bully? Yeah, exactly, that's Bon Boca. I'm not a bully. This is what Bob Boca does. Bon Boca's the real bad person around here. I've never done a single bullying thing in my life. Trust. Actually, I haven't stretched in a while. I'm going to stretch to make my back feel better. And yeah, I am definitely thinking about streaming tomorrow because of the whole Unity Cup campaign update to Musume. And I also have Master Duel on my mind, especially now that Lunar Lights are coming out. I might be able to try working on them. Like maybe get some resources, add some Lunalight cards, play whatever events going on, stuff like that. Maybe try ranked again. Thank you for the hydration. Also, go ahead and put the polka pats. Thank you so much. They used to be automatic before my hiatus, but it seems like there's a connection issue with it, and I'm gonna have to restart it by the next stream. I'm gonna have to reconnect that. You tried looking at my stream on my hiatus and you typed on polka. I think that's something that's happened to a bunch of us at least once. Oh hey, my stream elements bot is actually working properly. That's good. You ended up making another deck on Master Duel? Ooh. Hopefully I'll be able to update my Lunalight deck. That's gonna be so much fun. You couldn't find me anywhere? I did post some things about my hiatus, and I tried to change my stream title to reflect that I've been sick. But maybe it wasn't as easy to notice as I thought. You made another deck too, but it's incomplete. At least now I might be able to learn how to play Malice for once. I'm going to need everyone's help with that though. If you ain't sick of Malice, we can viewer duel with the Malice deck. But you might all be sick of it. I'm only not sick of it because I only saw it a couple times. It's Bee Trooper and Battle Wasp hybrid. Yo, that's kind of cool. You got max seed for 18 hours straight in August. Decided to call ranked climbing quits until they do something about lingering hand traps. If anything, this seems to like they seem to be removing things that counter lingering hand traps, considering that they are going to limit called by. What's new? Well, some of the most important ones I can think of that people have been telling me and that I've been learning about. Appaloosa's banned, so that made a lot of people happy. Mitsurugi and Orkrust became very important meta decks right now, especially together. Lunalight is coming out in the next update. They're going to limit call by to 1. And they're probably limiting a bunch of other cards too. Malice definitely got hit a lot of times. It's like super nerfed compared to how it was at release. Ryziel got hits. Apparently Droll is limited now. I didn't even know about that one. A lot of things going on. Apple was a big hit for sure. I bet there are a lot of people very sad about this. I'm not. I'm very pleased, if anything. You can tell I'm pleased. Limiting call by was the biggest mistake by Konami, and I hope it'll be their undoing. I've seen so many debates online about whether called by is a worse card than the hand traps that it's trying to kill. And a part of me agrees that called by is a bad card. But I also think that there should be more ways to counter the hand traps, especially since Max E is active in Master Duel, and now there's going to be less and less ways to deal with hand traps. They say called by is necessary if Max C is legal, but if Droll is legal, called by needs to stay. I know that there's also there's some other options, but there are also usually other limited ones too. Like usually the cards besides called by that you would use to deal with it were limited. I'm trying to remember the one that I'm thinking about in particular, but like I'm having a brain fart on it. Cards similar to called by. Cross out designator. There we go. Yeah, cross out designator. Oh, everyone was saying it while I was looking it up. I feel kind of sad now. I should have just read the chat. I like remembered it by the picture. Isn't that funny? I remember it as the pointy sword thing that you point at people to make them sad when they use a hand trap. That's how I remember it. The pointy sword guy that makes you sad and says you're not allowed to be annoying. That's cross out. That's cross out designator. They already have that one limited. Now they're limiting. they're limiting called by the gray. What are we even going to use to kill hand traps with? I guess they just want hand traps to be free. Free range hand traps, no counters. I kind of hate it. Do I like pudding? Of course I like pudding. I'm a sweets enjoyer. I love sweets. Chocolate pudding is good. Vanilla pudding is good. Flan pudding is good. Rice pudding is good. I feel like this is probably an opening to some kind of joke. But now you're just making me hungry. Do you understand what you're doing? You're making me hungry. Now I just want to get like a big chocolate pudding cup. Putting these nuts in. There we go. Putting these nuts. Put these nuts. See? It's always like that. This guy licks my ear and then tells me to put the nuts in. Oh, brother. If I were part horse, would I be Pony Polka? Yeah. Pony Polka. I swear Konami finds new ways to test my sanity, and so far they are winning. They definitely have a very strange approach to their card game. I could go for chocolate pudding. Pudding. I go for chocolate sundae. Chocolate like makes anything better. But except for one thing. I actually recently saw that there is this chocolate bar that they put grubs in, that you're supposed to like eat the bar with actual bugs in it, like a bug chocolate bar. Chocolate doesn't make insomnia better? Maybe you could try eating a bunch of chocolate before you go to sleep and it might make you sleepy. Did you know that there's actually melatonin chocolate? They put melatonin in chocolate bars as a supplement, and it's called sleepy chocolate. Who invented it? Actually, I think it like was coming from like Sweden or something. There's also medical marijuana for chocolate for sleep. Yeah, like they put relaxants in chocolate. There's what in chocolate? I know that sugar would probably wake you up, but you have to understand that a lot of chocolate with supplements in it is probably being made with a artificial sweetener like stevia or sucralose that probably won't give you the same amount of energy that would be associated with a normal candy bar. Honestly, I've tried sleepy melatonin chocolate before. It did make taking my supplements way more fun. When the new Exodia support came out some time ago, I was pissed off. I was like, what the WTF? It doesn't need the support. Yeah, I just meant a Snickers probably won't help. I was also thinking about the kind of state of being you get when you go into a chocolate like food coma after eating way too much Halloween candy, and you like get a tummy ache and you want to go to sleep. Did anyone ever have that? But this is like usually something that you would do one time as a kid and then you never do it again. Cause it's a bad idea. I don't suggest doing that if you have insomnia. Maybe try getting melatonin chocolate though. That might help you a little bit. When I was a kid, my aunt gave me hot chocolate that supposedly didn't have caffeine in it. So my dad told me that if I couldn't go to sleep that night, to sing outside her door all night as karma. I don't know, but somehow if I'm eating chocolate pudding or tiramisu and I sit down for 5 minutes unbothered, I will outright pass out. Don't know why, but like it. That's what I mean. Like eating dessert can kind of make you paradoxically sleepier. Even though it really shouldn't, because you just had a sugar bomb. Maybe if you have too much sugar, it stops energizing you and it just makes your body slow down. Maybe that's what's actually happening. The sugar, the sugar. Sugar, sugar, baby. Dang, now I really want to eat a big dessert. I know this whole tangent started because I was supposed to say putting these nuts, but now I'm like actually wanting to eat something sweet. Hi, thank you so much for rating, Nasu Amaya. How goes? Much better than before my hiatus, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and give you a shout out. We're having a chatting session. Kind of like back when I had my debut, but I'm just like returning to streaming. Now I'm gonna eat chocolate cake every night before bed. I'll tell you how it goes. You might have to up your exercise regimen in response. Hi, welcome Zaynalko. It's your first time here? It's very nice to meet you. This is actually my first time streaming in 2 months too, so we can get to know each other a little more. Because I was sick for over a month. So while I eat sweets, I can get sleepy. My little cousin becomes a whole Dodge Charger with the most ridiculous amounts of unmatched zoomies. I think I'm a sleepy desserts eater. I'm a sleepier. I get sleepier most of the time. Pawn will stream now and be gone for another 5 months. I'm gonna go get the milk to go with these chocolate cookies. Okay, so I wasn't crazy that I hadn't seen you on my list for a hot minute. No, I explained it in Discord and on X. And I even tried to put it as a stream title, but I got sick. I got a strep lung infection. Then I had to be put on heavy antibiotics. That made me feel terrible. And then I also just had a leftover cough. That would be really, really obnoxious and aggressive. And the doctor wasn't even sure what was causing it at that point. So I decided to wait a little more because it was so bad. Hope things have at least mostly cleared up. Sometimes I still cough a lot when I'm stressed out. Mainly. But other than that, I think I've been returning to normal-ish. So yeah, I have recovered from the big coof. But I'll probably be returning a little bit slowly to make sure that I can actually keep up with streaming and not get the coof back. The master duel format will put you back in the illness again. I wouldn't be too surprised about it. I'll get stressed out by every ranked match, and then I will just start hacking it along. Well, I don't know. I should be in Holostar or something, but I want to be first deaf VTuber or just not join Holostar. I don't really... When I think about it, it probably doesn't affect one too much if you're deaf to be a VTuber. I think it'd be harder if you were visually impaired. But yeah, if you're also planning to be a VTuber, just maybe start streaming and talking to people. That's what I would say. I didn't actually even have a debut at the very beginning when I started streaming. I only had a debut when I commissioned the model. You're now low blicker in the server? Ew. But beautiful, beautiful. Listen to our experience tag. No, I'm not a hag, I swear. I still have my youthful charm. I thought about being a hamster VTuber, but I barely understand how my stream setup works as is. Also, I will say something that's nice about VTubing is that it's pretty accessible. There are a lot of VTubers that don't even speak with their regular voice. You'll see them either using text-to-speech or just outright writing things in the chat. You full of charm! Yo, don't make fun of me! You're gonna head out. It's good to see you back. Tell JJ we said hi. I'll tell him, but he'll probably just bite me. Happy 95th birthday! Also, I saw up there that you thought about being a hamster VTuber, but you don't understand your setup too much. If you are willing to work with VTube Studio, I found it pretty easy. But I don't know about being a 3D VTuber, that might be more difficult. Hang on, so are you in boots or shoes, or am I in socks? I actually have shoes. I have shoes. You can also be a PNG tuber, true. A lot of people start out that way at the beginning. Gonna get some shut-eye soon as well. You'll shoot me a raid in the future. Thank you very much. It was really nice getting to see you again. I know not everyone joined me up in the server, so I'm glad to reassure people that I didn't choke on a fishbone and go to heaven. Your hearing costs a lot of money. Dang. If it makes you feel a little better, I'm pretty, I guess you could say, disabled too. But all of mine are internal, so you can't really tell on the outside since I look and act pretty normal and I don't have it visible. I missed your lobe licking? Oh no, I'm gonna have to search for where my lobe was licked. Also, howdy! Howdy! Here we go, polka pats. Here we go. I had to do them manually for the time being. I'm gonna have to try to reconnect it. Going out to a fishbone would never be the best way. I was close to it. Oh yeah, thank you so much for the follow today, Zainaoko. I'm kind of covering my following thing down here, but thank you very much. I'm kind of taking up too much of this as a screen. Ow, ow, ow. It's so nice to see me again. It's nice to see you too. Yay, I'm not alone anymore. You don't mind being called Zane. Okay. It works for me as well. Stinky raccoon dog. I'm being bullied. I take a shower every day. What do you mean by stinky? I don't have a musk smell. Oomphy. Polka is definitely stinky. Not the low blicker telling me that. I don't even dig in the trash. Tanukis don't dig in the trash. I just got back and I'm being bullied. Thank you for stretching me out. It stretch. I thought that flower smell. Did I expect anything less? I really shouldn't have. I really shouldn't. It was going so well. It was going super well, and now we are back to the bullying. Polka hibernated in the trash can. No. Bullied with love. Thank you for the bits. Even though I'm being bullied. Thank you. Thank you for the hydration. I kind of did need it actually. I feel refreshed. It's like you've been getting a little late right now, huh? Crazy to think that I used to just like stream all night. But I'll probably be still streaming in the evenings. I do kind of wake up a little earlier than I used to. So I don't know if I'll have to make any adjustments. I don't know why you were nervous. Even if everything goes well, you still get bullied. It's like she never left with how this is going. We've returned to our familiar patterns. I get on, I scuff. There's a little bully. I make a face about how I get bullied. I cry. We repeat. And then I talk about how I want to eat sweet snacks all the time. Click 6 to 8 hours stream. Now it will not be 6 to 8 hours. I can say that much today. Actually, I'm like going over a little bit of my set time. That's because I just really wanted to like yap so much. Don't forget about low blicking and tail pulling. I'm not forgetting. That's part of the bully. That's part of the bully. Just fishing in No Man's Sky. That sounds so nice. No Man's Sky actually did get a big update recently, where it seems like they are expanding on the deserted freighters, the derelicts, and now they're adding derelict frigates, which sounds really nice because I like the derelicts. When will we finish Uma Musume Season 2? Pretty much when I can resubscribe to Crunchyroll. I'll see if I can resub to Crunchyroll at least by next month. Cause I like unsubscribed from Crunchyroll since I wasn't able to watch Uma Musume with everyone and or other anime. So now I have to get it back. This is fun though. It really is nice to hear from me again. I have an infectious laugh. You know, there's a really ancient meme about my laugh called Laugh Percent. Back when I was a younger streamer and not even a VTuber, everyone would say, "It's Laugh Percent!" It's the left percent. I wonder if there's anyone that still remembers that from all the way back then. It kind of reminds me of that when people say things this way. maybe we can invent. It's Spawn's left percent. Also, I enjoy Vodka X Scarlet Carrot comics. We don't talk about the carrots here. We don't talk about carrots in this space. There are no root vegetables allowed. It's a secret cool club thing. The less you know, the better. The less you know. I hope everyone else is super hyped for Unity Cup tomorrow, though. I'm going to be streaming it. I'm thinking about who I even want to train when I get there. Maybe Rice Shower. I miss Rice Shower. No, no biting. That hurts. No, no. See, everyone bullies me. But dinos are especially the biggest bully creatures. All dinos are bully dinos. I'm bullied. The evilest dino. You haven't been on for a while, you're waiting for some quality of life updates? Actually, there's going to be a big quality of life update next week for Uma Musume, so you may want to try playing it again by the time that runs around. Next week, on the 11th of November, they're adding the Guts update that makes Guts less shit. They're going to be making a whole bunch of skills actually usable. They're basically buffing a whole range of skills all along the board, including Uma ultimate skills that are built in. And they're also adding the new Unity Cup scenario. But this happening earlier. They're just going to like coincide. So yeah. The big balance change is probably going to make races more fun. Especially because they're going to be implementing positioning mechanics on the last spurt. Using Guts to measure out how fast you are right at the end. They're adding blood and gore. They're adding Goo Goo Babies as a mini game. Trust me on this. They're adding Goo Goo Babies. Nah, they're adding Assault Engineer Support and Recon classes. I'm kind of interested to learn more about the new trainer that's going to be a major story character, though. She kind of reminds me of the anime trainer, the one for Ridgel. She seems strict. Have you ever played Goo Goo Babies with your life on the line? They're also adding like a lot of stuff for the half anniversary in terms of pulls. So if you want a lot of extra rewards just for logging in, I'd say like right now and around Unity Cup is a nice time. But they did drop some of the rewards already. Can't wait for the Uma extraction shooter. You know what? I was like thinking about what World War I would have been like with Uma Musume. And I'm just like imagining a strategy game or like a war tactics game where like all the Uma Musumes are like running around and filling in for the horse support roles, but instead they're like the main infantry. Have you ever gambled with your life on the line? I've been like very patient with people in the club, but I have removed some people that have not logged in like 1 to 2 months. However, right now the club's not even full, so you could probably rejoin super easily and I wouldn't even mind. That would be you? Yeah, you might have gotten cleared out. I wanted to make sure that the club doesn't look too inactive and encourage people to join more. The cavalry is here and it's a bunch of teenage girls with horse ears. And then they're like kicking each other. But yeah, like imagine a military tactics game with Uma Musume's. That would probably be kind of fun, wouldn't it? Alright. Well, my original plan was to like stream. You're still in? Hey, that's better, right? Maybe you must have logged in just enough that I didn't take you out. I guess it's a good thing though. Make sure to post shoes. I need to trade shoes more. I really want the welfare cards. Instead of Girls und Panzer, the Girls Uma Panzer GFL2 of Horseear mod. You haven't logged in at all for like a month. I remember I was like waiting a little bit longer on some before taking them out, so I might have been waiting on it to be a little bit more than a month. I do know I kicked a couple people. I kicked about 4 to 5 while I wasn't streaming Uma Musume, so it's not like I haven't been. Honestly, at least this is more convenient for you, right? You won't have to rejoin if you're still in. You're probably maybe close to a month, but not fully a month, and I've been like kind of tracking it. I didn't want to be like overly too much with kicking and stuff. We've been patient. No, don't eat my ear. No. I'm going to lose both of my ears at this rate to the low blicker. No, don't shave my tail too. Why do you have this obsession with my tail being bald? What are you trying to get at here? But yeah, I was about to say what I was going to do next. Basically, I think I'm going to be ending the stream in a few minutes. Mainly because this was more meant to be a testing stream, where I could just like talk about what's been going on. And then tomorrow I will be trying Unity Cup with everyone, and hopefully it will be a longer stream than this. So yeah, thank you so much for coming back to my returning stream. And like hanging out with me a little bit. Hopefully it wasn't too scuffed. I felt like I had to like double check everything before I returned. I was also messing a little bit with some of the filters on noise suppression on my mic, so I'm hoping I didn't cut off too much. It's been so nice! It's been so nice to talk to everyone and have all sorts of strange conversational topics. And then, of course, the next stream that we've already mentioned will be on Uma Musume Unity Cup. And then I'll probably be thinking about playing some more Master Duel after that. Especially now that Lunalight is releasing. But you're gonna have to help me like I'm a little baby through the new meta. I'm like a little baby. I haven't caught up with it properly. Me and the boys are gonna have a party in VC while you finish editing. Hooray! Party! Party hard! I'm going to make sure to rest up and drink plenty of tea for the longer streams that I have planned. So hopefully I'll be able to keep staying healthy. No more coughing, infections, sore throats, running out of voice, all that. And I'll be seeing everyone more often again. Hooray! I really missed everybody. I was sad. I was super sad and lonely. It was like kind of hard to talk about my condition too. I hope that I'll be able to see some of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming by to the stream. Also, thank you to the raiders from Nasu Amaya and Jackson Bird. You had to check X to see what had happened. I didn't post as many updates on X, but I did try to post some. I can't believe we had to see your Pokeless. But the drought is gone. The drought is over. And I'd love to have even more fun with all of you. So thank you so much for coming by and keeping me company today and tonight on my return stream. See you tomorrow for the Unity Cup. It's going to be so much fun. I heard that there are a lot of campaign changes, so I'm going to be so excited. Good night, everyone. Good nighty.